Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be going over how to make an automation on Quora that's going to post an article on Quora. This helps a lot for SEO. It can also help garner interest for your specific product or whatever you want. Um, Basically, this is going to be using Selenics, which is a browser automation scraping tool. And once we define what we need, so the different commands that we're going to need on the left, then we'll be able to schedule it and run it every day. So for example, if I want to post an article every single day on Quora about my product, all I would need to do is build the workflow once and then run it as many times as I need to get it like twice a day, once a week, whatever I want. So let's get started. So right now I've already logged in, as you can see the logo here, and I created a snapshot. This is just so that I can load it later on without having to log in every time. So in the future I can add some commands like import from JSON and then restore snapshot, and it'll restore the browser state to where it is right now. But right now we're just going to be focusing on actually building the bot that's going to post the questions. So I'm going to use the AI assistant for this partially. I'm also going to be using the dev tools as well as some of the pre-built commands here to identify elements. So my first thing that I'm going to want to do when I'm asking a question, this is the main Quora page. I want to select an element on the page, which would be this one, and I can see here it asks me again actually. So the first time it just gets the most general CSS identifier. For more complex websites this isn't really good enough. You're going to need a better identifier, a better element locator. So the second time it asks you, it actually shows you a description of what element you're highlighting on. Best to use is buttons in this case. If I want to click on something, I want to use a button wrapper. And actually I noticed that it said puppeteer there, so it seems like it was kind of built for automation, which is weird. Most websites try to like avoid you from automating their services, but maybe they were using Puppeteer for testing or something. So I don't think that this is going to be enough, but let's just play from here and see if it clicks. Okay, yeah, it was. So this element locator was sufficient to actually click on this item here. Then it automatically brings this up, I believe. Yep, so it's ready to start typing. My next command in here would be type. And I don't need to select an element locator because it's actually already flashing on the screen when I opened it. So that's not necessary. This is just going to send keyboard inputs directly to this area. In the future, I might use AI to actually generate. Actually, no. Let's do that as well. So I'm going to use a command called send to AI, which is going to generate some content for me. So instructions for how the AI to process the variable, and variable name to process and update. Well, since we're not processing anything, we're just going to be placing a variable here called content, and here I want you to generate an article about my web. Automation tool called Selenics. This will be for a Quora question, so make sure to make it intriguing. Not sure if I spelled that right. As well as make it intriguing, as well as human sounding. This question should get people talking about the Linux web automation tool. And what I'm also going to do is put some additional information on my tool in the instructions. Abilities and what it can do. I will just copy paste these here. So every time that this this workflow, this test as it's called, is ran, it's going to generate a new article. And here I'm going to put in the value of the variable, which was content. Now, if we want to test it out really quick, actually, before we do that, let me also add another click command, and this one will be for actually adding the question. Yep, that looks like it's the right one. The Puppeteer test, model submit. Let's just see what happens. I think you actually need to do some more. There's going to be some additional commands that are required, but it's okay for now. Let's just run it from here. So I'm going to click on it, right click, and do play from here. Okay, processing AI command. I'm in the logs right now. It'll take a second to send the request out and then to get the response. So it looks like the AI response: has anyone found a web scraping tool that actually understands what you want without hours of setup? I've been struggling. That wasn't just a drag and drop. Okay, for some reason. Okay. The value I put in as content, but I actually needed to put it in variable format, right? That's why it just said content question mark. So it generated the article and generated an article question, whatever. And let's do it again so that this time it will actually type it in there. Okay, it's processing the AI command. And there we go. Look at it go. Looks like it's a pretty long question. There's multiple chunks there. And actually, one thing that I can do, because I see that it's pasting it all as like one big text, this type command supports specific key entries. So if I tell the AI to, okay, separate the paragraphs with the key space or enter, right? So, or shift plus enter, I would just put the key like enter in between two carets or greater than, less than signs, and that way it would type part of the paragraph, it would press shift enter, type another part, shift enter, and this way it would be able to make it a little bit more organized and not just be like a huge wall of text. Okay, most likely it says that the click was intercepted. Most likely there will need to be a pause after this one. And in this question, I'm just going to I don't know, I'm gonna put some like spaces here so that it ask question, create post. Okay, I guess I would do the same thing, but it would be a post instead, right? Not a question. So I would have it click on the create post portion of it. I would just add another click command there for that. But so I would have it press shift plus enter, enter, and this actually can be achieved. I would add this into the instructions, but shift plus enter, and then I would tell the AI to add shift plus enter after every paragraph, written out like that, and that way it would know to do this automatically, and I wouldn't have to go through and manually do this. But I'm going to add that a little bit later. I just want to see what else is necessary for getting it to actually post, right? Okay, so after it's typed out, it does have the submit button here, although I think it timed out because of that, but let's see if the post button is different. No, it looks like it's the same. So after it types everything out, press post. It looks like it goes to this page, and that's it, right? I don't need any additional verification or anything. That's it. Okay, so it's pretty simple. And here we see the final output, and that's pretty much it. If I wanted to schedule this, I would just use the scheduling tool right here to schedule it daily, weekly, whatever. That's pretty much it. See you next time.